In a market where even small crossovers aren't small enough, many US automakers have brought over European models to fill the subcompact category. One of the finer models is right here, the 2017 Buick Encore. While we know this vehicle as the Buick Encore, it shares a common platform with several other vehicles on GM's global roster. In 2012, it began its life in Europe as the Opel Mocha, before picking up a Buick badge in the US the following year. It's also sold in Australia as the Holden Trax, and in the US as the Chevrolet Trax. The Encore, however, takes on a more elegant look than the Trax, starting with a front fascia that features smaller headlights and boomerang LEDs. And of course, there's Buick's signature winged badge. With a smaller grille, less pronounced fenders, and a more rounded back end, the Encore's aesthetic is more focused on style, while the Trax aims for athleticism. That being said, the Encore is in its fourth model year and its age is starting to show, particularly with its rounded shoulders, sloping hood, and roofline. It's a look that GM has moved away from with some of its newer vehicles, like the all-new 2018 Chevy Equinox. The first thing I noticed about the interior of the Encore is how much nicer it is than its cousin, the Chevy Trax. With exposed stitching, imitation leather, these nice chrome pieces, it just has a very nice visual aesthetic, and it really feels comfortable, between this leather steering wheel, armrest right here, very ergonomically friendly, except when it gets to the seats. This is the second thing I noticed. The headrest here sort of angles forward, making it a little uncomfortable, at least on a first experience, when you try to lean your head back. GM is sort of known for not having the most comfortable seats, and that's definitely a glaring issue in the Encore. So the Encore isn't exactly the most tech-savvy vehicle on the market. It has some nice features like Apple CarPlay, and this particular vehicle has the navigational package, which comes with the IntelliLink system. It also has weather updates, traffic updates, those sort of things available, XM radio, things that you would look for in a top-tier trim package, but nothing that's really going to blow you away, especially on the driver assistance side of things. Some Buicks have the self-parking feature. This one does not feature adaptive cruise control or emergency braking or lane keeping assistance. There are blind spot monitors, but those are passive. They're not going to actually correct you as you're driving. So all in all, it's a nice package, especially for a vehicle that is going to max out at $35,000. As a smaller SUV, the Encore doesn't offer a ton of cargo room in the trunk. It's about 18.8 cubic feet, enough for groceries, but not enough to really haul around a ton of stuff, especially if you have a small family or some young kids that are involved in sports. However, it does have 60-40 split rear seats that fold flat and offers about 48.4 cubic feet of cargo room. With a 1.4-liter turbocharged engine, the Encore makes a meager 138 horsepower and 148 pound-feet of torque, giving this light SUV enough pep to handle typical day-to-day driving needs, but not quite enough to satiate the performance enthusiasts of the world. Not that it'll be asked to. Steering is a bit more substantial in the Encore than its Chevrolet counterpart, the Trax, but it's still light and not really engaging overall. Also, body roll is tough to avoid when tackling winding curves. Buick advertises a fuel economy of 30 miles per gallon for its all-wheel drive variant, along with a city average of 25 miles per gallon. However, after 150 miles of driving through various traffic and road conditions, my vehicle only managed 24.6 miles per gallon overall, and about 18.5 miles per gallon during city-heavy stretches. One area where the Encore excels, however, is on the safety front, earning high marks from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety and a 5-star overall score from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So, while the Encore isn't quite a perfect vehicle, it brings a certain level of value and quality that isn't really seen elsewhere in the subcompact segment. If you are a young professional who wants something that looks nice but is small enough to fit in a parallel parking space in a big city, or maybe you're a parent who wants to downgrade from a larger SUV into something a little more fuel efficient, a little more manageable, this might be the vehicle for you. Well, I'm Kyle Campbell, this is the 2017 Buick Encore, and I'll catch you next time.